This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
On the news this evening, aggrieved Niger Delta women protest at NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt. Reactions trail comments of Information Minister Lai Mohammed on Lagos NSAS report. Senate gives committee deadline for conclusion of budget defense. On the foreign scene, Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed ready to get in front line of country's civil war. I am Constance Mega. Some Niger Delta women protested at the NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt today. The women, clad in black, poured libations and carried placards with inscriptions like "Give NDDC a board." Governing Advisory Council today. President Buhari, keep to your words. Enough of illegal administrator. 80% of our women are vulnerable due to negligence. We need justice, among others. But they also asked that the NDDC forensic audits be made public.
This board was set to liberate the Niger Delta, to give us a peaceful life. But seeing today, everything has been jeopardized. This board has been politicalized. Nothing is happening. A lot of youth are on the streets.
What we need is this board to be constituted, and all the forensic reports should be brought to book. And the sole administrative board, we want it to be dissolved.
I went to my community on Sunday. I shed tears. My own village in the local government here, the heart of Nigeria economy. Have you seen what is happening there? They protest for road that day. Nothing has been done. Nothing. I don't want to go inside and talk with any top management. What I want is Buhari. I want to speak with Malami. I want to speak with Akpabio. This is just the beginning.
We are ready for them. Our men has failed us, so we want to do what they can do.
Now, leader of the protesters and coordinator of Wailing Women of the Niger Delta, One Abo, spoke to newsmen.
We want Mali to leave NDDC. Everybody, how can one man that is not
Ogechi came to the scene of the protest to calm the protesters.
It's peace, and I want you people to be happy. Want to meet them in our office. So to disperse.
Invite me. I will give you my name. I will come to your office tomorrow, but not today.
But we are here to make sure that.
Anything that wants to happen should happen here. Not
but
today. I get duty now. I know they come out. I now my house be this. Now my Niger Delta money they carry constitution. I will not say when they come that they give them millions and go. We don't want money. Oh.
Moving on now, some residents of Port Harcourt have been speaking on the issue of illegal oil refining.
Government now then they sponsor the boys with the vandalized pipeline. They no one create job. Some of the people that are doing this profile, bit of them yes,
Well, speaking on Nigeria Info today, the Commission for Energy the scarcity created by the refineries states. Dr. Mayday said the state has little or no control.
Our people know how and do what they are doing now. It's buy it from you. So the scarcity created by the in-operation of our refinery has led people into creating the product to be available. All the things that are happening now are supposed to be controlled and contained by federal government. The agencies of federal government that are responsible for these activities are all in the state. We talk about the security agency, we talk about the NNPC officers.
Well, the State Commissioner for Natural Energy and Resources, however, urged residents to report any illegal oil refining activity in their neighborhood to the ministry.
The people who are in the neighborhood where these things are happening, have they reported to our ministry? There's a ministry in the state that is responsible for this, to support these oil-related activities in the state, and that is my ministry. And what we have done as the ministry is that we've been able to set up 2 phone desk officers with dedicated phone lines, and we have asked the public, we've done a lot of sensitization. When you see all these things, always hear it. When you have them in your neighborhood, call this dedicated line so that we will be able to know what we can do.
Meanwhile, normal business resumed this morning at the Boni Nembe waterside, less than 24 hours after the fire which left 4 people dead. Our correspondent who visited the fire scene reports that the site of the fire has already been cleared and traders were seen loading and offloading their goods from large market boats. In the meantime, there are conflicting reports on what caused the fire. A representative of Ibimbi Napolo community, hosts of Boni Nembe Jetty, Gospel Yingibi, says the fire started from a spark in the engine of the boat and not from the petroleum products in the boat.
Actually, the fuel they use in operating their boats, so they normally get it from filling station. So a job boy was like trying to load the fuel which they will use to operate, and driver incidentally ignited it flamed up. There was a spark from the engine. The products in the boat were the one bought from filling stations. You know, the wood itself is inflammable. They are wooden boats. They are inflammable. The fuel they are using are inflammable. That was what really happened.
Well, a boat driver said someone on the boat was smoking when the boat caught fire. But another boat driver, Victor Ogolo, has called on boat owners to insure their boats. He also called for the provision of safety equipment on every boat.
Drivers, I would advise them, let the owners of the boat should equip the boat with life jacket, all the things we need. And some of them, they are not after woman's life. They are just after their own property, things we will go and bring for them. So we beg the boat owners that they should comply with the drivers, give us the life jacket, because some of the boat, no life jackets, no fire extinguishers, all those things, no better anchor in the boat. So I would like to advise all the drivers, let's put heads together for safety of the boat.
Away from that, Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says the Lagos NSAS report is totally false and misleading. Briefing newsmen in Abuja today, the minister said the report is based on fictitious information, mostly from social media platforms. Well,
the report in circulation does not meet those requirements.
Well, the minister said the federal government remains fully committed towards protecting the rights of all Nigerians, as well as ensuring the adequate welfare of all security personnel.
The federal government has never condoned the abuse of the rights of Nigerians by security agencies under any guise. Hence, it disbanded SAS and encouraged states to set up the panels to investigate reports of human rights abuses allegedly committed by the disbanded SAS personnel. There are 7 policemen and 6 soldiers who died across the country during the NSAS protests are also Nigerians, and they are human beings and should not be forgotten.
Well, reacting to this, a member of the Lagos State Judicial Panel of Inquiry, Temitope Majekodumi, says the federal government is discrediting the Lekki Tollgate report because government is afraid to penalize the police and military for their actions at the Lekki Tollgate. Mr. Majekodumi spoke to correspondent Emmanuel Onwuka.
They keep pitching the people against the military and the police only because they are afraid to bring these people to book. They are afraid to bring the military, the police. They are afraid to punish them for the wrongdoing. Why? Because they use them. Whatever action that they have gone to do there, it was a discussion they know about. And it is very difficult for them to now bring those same people to book. It is why they are discrediting the report. And they are trying to throw all of the panelists under the bus. It is very wicked of these people. The government should take the truth as it has been submitted.
Majekodumi further called for the Judicial Panel of Inquiry on Police Brutality and the Lekki Tollgate shooting to be allowed to defend their report to save their integrity.
We can't speak on the report. We can't speak on the report at the moment, and it is why you are seeing all of us very silent. The reason why we can't touch on it for now is that we will always want to work within the ambit of the law. Now we are being challenged. Our integrity is put on the line. We should be given that opportunity also to explain, not explain in it all. It's well explained in the report. But we will be speaking to that fact. We'll be speaking to our findings. We'll be speaking to why we recommended what we recommended.
Also, human rights activist Ayo Yinka has called on the members of the Lagos Judicial Panel of Inquiry on NSAS to defend their reports. Mr. Yinka said it is important that the panelists speak up for posterity's sake.
Just like we activists and Nigerians have been standing on what happened on October 20, they need to stand on their report. This is not a time for them to be quiet or silent. They should not allow anybody to kill their dignity, their integrity, because you have a position, you have Minister of Information. They should come out and defend their report. As we have been defending the incident. If we do not defend the incident properly, they will not be able to come out to such beautiful reports. So they should come out and be defending their report until the white paper is released.
Well, Yinka said human rights activists and Nigerians are waiting for the presentation of the white paper by the Lagos state government to determine the next line of action on the Lekki Tollgate shooting.
the minister said the report is a wishy-washy report, it's fabrication of lies. Then also the report does not have a basis yet until the white paper is released by the state government. Now, they did not expect the report to be in public. If the report was not made public, whatever white paper comes out, we will believe, oh, that's what came from the report. But unfortunately, the report is in the public. So we are waiting for the white paper. Let the white paper come out. If the Lagos State government is not going to be proud to stand by the truth, then we know the next place to go.
Still ahead, Senate gives committee deadline for conclusion of budget defense. Stay tuned. APC chieftain Osita Okechukwu has again called on IPOB to sheath its sword as President Buhari considers the release of its leader Nnamdi Kanu. In an interview with Arise Television, Mr. Okechukwu, who is the Director General of the Voice of Nigeria, appealed to IPOB to support and promote Nigerian presidents of Igbo extraction in 2023 as a personal project.
We live in every village of the country. We invest in every village. We cannot, because of some elements within our fold, to forget that peace and political solution. And Mr. President said, yes, it's a very difficult situation, but I will give it consideration. So for some of us, we think the best we do is that Mr. President should help us to come to that decision. And we're also calling on IPOB and their tendencies to look backwards and change gear and support some of us who get a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction in 2023. That issue of marginalization will end.
The Senate has given its Committee on Appropriations up till Wednesday to conclude its budget defense on the 2022 appropriation bill. Senate President Dr. Ahmad Lawan, who handed down the deadline at plenary today, said the ultimatum became necessary in keeping with the December 14 timetable for the passage of the 2022 budget. Lead lawyer to the Ahiawume says his client remains Nyekwa Committee. Barrister Nyekwere said this, acting as state presided over by Gwe, is joined in the appeal his institution as the paramount ruler of Ubima community. Well, as you may know, His Royal Majesty Eze Prince Will had approached the State High Court to allow him be party to the suit since he sacked him from the throne. The said court can appeal the case. Well, another lawyer to the Ahiawume Royke said they are happy the court has given parties the opportunity to fight their cases. Well, he said it is unlawful for the court to nullify the stool when the occupant of the stool is not a party to the suit challenging the installation. Recall that Justice IPC Igwe had on December 9, 2020 sacked Eze Ihanyu Princewill as the paramount ruler of Ubima community in a suit brought by a claimant to the throne, Eze Michael Dikewoha, over alleged illegal installation of the paramount ruler of Ubima. In business, the CBN Monetary Policy Committee has retained the monetary policy rate at 11.5%. While speaking after the MPC meeting in Abuja, the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele said the committee also decided to retain other parameters. Well, Emefiele said its policy over the previous months has started to show results owing to the 4.03% growth in real GDP and the sixth consecutive monthly decline in headline inflation. In entertainment, Regan To, the Squid Game actress who voiced the Red Lights, Green Lights doll, has revealed her parents won't let her watch the violent Netflix hit because she's too young. While the 10-year-old voiced the terrifying Red Lights, Green Lights doll in Squid Game's English language dub. But despite being famous around the world, Regan still hasn't watched the gory Netflix hit. In sports, Paris Saint-Germain star Lionel Messi has again revealed his desire to return to Barcelona one day because he's keen to help the club in whatever way he can. But the six-time Ballon d'Or winner left his beloved Barcelona in the summer after financial turmoil denied him a new contract. Well, Messi has already expressed his intention to eventually return to Spain and has now reinforced his preference.
And now, we'll bring you news from around the world.
Ethiopia's prime minister says he will go himself to the front line to face rebels who are reported to be inching closer to the capital as civil war rages on. Abiy Ahmed, who won the Nobel Peace Prize back in 2019, implied that Ethiopia's very existence was at stake, but the year-long conflict with rebels from the Tigray region has led to a humanitarian crisis. On the news this evening, you heard some aggrieved Niger Delta women protested at the NDDC headquarters in Port Harcourt today over the federal government's delay to constitute an NDDC board. Reactions are trailing comments of Information Minister Lai Mohammed on the Lagos NSAS report. The Senate has given its committee till tomorrow for conclusion of budget defense. And on the foreign scene, Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed says he is ready to get in the front line of the country's civil war. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. For more stories, visit www.nigeriainfo.fm. Cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this evening. I am Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening. Good evening.
You keep the conversation